Leave it to
Frank Sorick, Waller Street. I noticed on your agenda and in the paper there was mention of the purchase of the vehicle for the police department, $39,000 as gifted from the Wilkes Barre Finance Authority. I pulled some documents on the Wilkes Barre Finance Authority, and I think my information might be out of date. It may still stem back from 2006, so hopefully you can shed some light on who the members of the Wilkes Barre Finance Authority are, because some of them no longer even reside in the state. But if you could let me know how I could find out if there's a website that has this information. Also, when their meetings might be, so that I might start attending those. Also, I'm curious as to where they receive their funding so that they could make donations like this to the city. As president of the taxpayers, I am very grateful that they were able to do this, and I can't thank the management, whoever they are, of that authority for their great work in helping the police department purchase the vehicle so as not to impact the general fund or the taxpayers directly. That's awesome. Also, thinking about that, I thought, what other boards and authorities might have similar members or meetings that I might want to attend? And recent news brought me back to the Wilkes Barre Municipal Authority. I'd like to know who's on that board, when their meetings are, so I might attend those. Also, in looking at the budgets for the current administration's tenure, I've noticed that that board or authority no longer contributes to the city of Wilkes Barre, but they used to. And looking at some of the older budgets, there was mention to $100,000 that authority used to give the prior administration. It no longer does. So I'm curious to know, since debt has risen on the municipal authority during this administration, what happened to their source of funding, that it may have dried up? Possibly changes to that board of authority might be in order to ensure it returns to profitability status so that it could also contribute to the city, thereby relieving some of the tax burdens on the residents. So if you could let me know where I could find that information, that would be great. Also, in listening to Mr. Walsh and the problem properties Mrs. Lavelle mentioned, a resident mentioned to me, and I haven't personally witnessed it, that there seemed to be a vacant property with vagrants hanging out. And again, I didn't witness it, just what I heard, but if you could add this to your list, please, 210, 212 Portland Street, and just check that out, so that another property owner isn't impacted with that. That would be great.
Boards and authorities, are they on? They're not on the website.
I'm not sure.
Probably it's available in the clerk's office.
We have a listing of all boards, authorities in the clerk's office, and all you have to do is just call our office and come in and we'll give you a copy of it. If you want us to read the names over the phone, we'll do that for you.
Okay.
If you want a copy of the members of the Finance Authority, you come in tomorrow morning and we'll give it to you, or afternoon, whenever you wish. Meetings are always advertised for that authority. They meet only as necessary, and the sole purpose of that authority being established was to help nonprofits take advantage of state law, whereby low-income funding through the state can be utilized by the city acting as a conduit for those nonprofits with the state.
Similar, and I don't mean to go back and forth, but just for clarification, similar to like when we hear the CEO grants, things like that, that's what those nonprofits are receiving, like gaming funds and things like that. Am I totally off base?
Would it go?
No.
You go between, it comes before council.
Right.
Yeah, that's what we always
comes before
hear.
council.
It's for the loans and stuff. Oh, thank you for the clarification.
And it's always discussed at council meetings.
I appreciate the info.